Hey guys! Welcome to my channel! Today we gonna be talking about motorhomes because in my last video, I asked you what you wanted me to talk about and a lot of you said motorhomes, so here we are. I don't know a whole lot about motorhomes, but I do have access to somebody that does. We've got one of them right here behind me. This is a Grand Design Solitude fifth wheel. Now, it's not a technically, a motorhome is where the living quarters are actually attached to a chassis with an engine and you can drive it just like a truck. This is a fifth wheel. It's a trailer! You have to have a truck to pull it, and I mean, you could technically use a SUV if you have four-wheel drive, but really you need a heavy-duty truck like a Ford F350 or an Ram. 3,500. So this is a fifth wheel. I am gonna show you around real quick, and then I am gonna ask a few questions and see if I can get some answers from you guys. Because I think this will help me out, as well as anybody else watching this video. Alright, so let's hop in here. Let's go ahead and take a look around! So you come up these steps over here, and then you open this door and walk into the kitchen area. You've got your refrigerator over here, you've got your microwave up there, sink over here. So all of this stuff works just like it would in a house. You've got your cabinets, you've got your drawers, you've got your pantry! Everything. It's kind of smaller scale because obviously you reliving in a smaller space, but it acts kind of like a regular kitchen, just in a little bit smaller. Then you go through this door over here, and this is your bathroom, and in a motorhome, this is pretty spacious. It's not gigantic, but for a motorhome, it's pretty good. You've got your toilet, you've got a shower, which is awesome to have in a motorhome. Not all of them have showers. Some of them are just a little wet bath, so they have the shower head and you just kind of stand on the floor and do everything there. But this one actually has a shower, which is pretty cool. Then you've got your sink and a mirror and some cabinets. Then if we go down this hallway, you'll see we've got a washer and dryer combo unit. That's always nice to have in a camper or a motorhome. Queen, run your full-size washer and dryer in here, but at least this is nice because then you can wash your clothes while you're re-traveling. Then this door over here opens up to the bedroom. And this is a very spacious bedroom. Again, for a motorhome, it's pretty big. If you go across from this slide out, you've got another slide out right here. So the two slides, one on either side, make this thing pretty livable. And then you've got your bed. You've got some storage underneath the bed. Got a TV on the wall? In fact, every single room in here has a TV. You've got one in the living room. You got one in here, and you've also got one in the second living room, or the second sitting area, which we'll go see right now. So this is basically the second living room. You can sit here, watch TV, hang out, and then if we go up here, there's a loft. So when your kids come over, or grandkids come over, they can stay up here in the loft. It's kind of like a little bunk bed. Alright, so we went through the inside. Let's go take a look outside real quick. Let me show you a couple things. All right! So you can see the front of the camper right there. The front cap, I guess you could say. So if you're looking at buying a motorhome or a fifth wheel or a travel trailer, one of the things that you want to look at is the age of the front cap. Okay? Because the front cap takes the most abuse. It's right here at the very front. It gets hit first when you go into a campsite. It's the first thing that hits the trees. So if you see a bunch of dings and dents on the front cap, you might want to shy away from that motorhome because that means that person was driving way too fast and probably crashed it several times. Just kidding. But really, you know, check that out. Look at the condition of the front cap. That will tell you a lot about how that person took care of the motorhome. Also, you want to look at the tires? Okay, tires are expensive. You know, you can buy a new set of tires for a motorhome, or a fifth wheel, or a travel trailer for upwards of $4,000. So look at the tires. See what kind of shape they're in? Check the date on the tires. You can usually find the date on the side of the tire. It'll be like a 4-digit number, and you can look that up and see how old the tires are. If they're super old, then you might need to replace those tires before you go camping, because you do only want to blow out on the highway. Those things are dangerous. Alright, so I'm trying to remember what else you guys had asked me in the last video. Let's see if I can find it. Alright, so besides asking you what you wanted me to talk about, you guys also asked me to talk about some of the things that I liked and didn't like about my experience camping last Memorial Day weekend. So, let me tell you a little bit about that. Well, first of all, I loved being outdoors. I love camping. I love being outside. It's just a great feeling to get away from everybody. Get away from civilization a little bit and just be out in nature. That's why I like camping so much. The things that I did not like were the bugs and the snakes. I don't like snakes. I am not even gonna show you any of the snake videos that I took because I don't want to freak anybody out. But there were a lot of snakes out there and it kind of made me nervous. But, you know, that's part of being outdoors, I guess. But I wish there weren't snakes. Also, the bugs were bad. There were mosquitoes. There were flies. There were these other little tiny biting flies that were horrible. I don't know what to call those. I've never seen so many. They were swarming around our tent. It was really bad. But other than that, it was great. We had a great time. We had good weather. The kids played. We swam in the lake. It was a blast. I wouldn't trade it for the world. No, I'm trying to think of some other questions that you guys might have asked me. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm just making this up. Oh, I got it. You guys asked me what type of camper or RV you should buy. Should you buy a travel trailer? Should you buy a fifth wheel? Should you buy a motorhome? So, let me explain this. A lot of people will say a travel trailer is the best way to start, and that's probably true. Travel trailers are relatively affordable. You can get a decent travel trailer for somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000. But you do have to have a truck or an SUV to pull it. And depending on how much weight the trailer is, you may need a heavy-duty truck to pull it. And you're also limited on where you can go. You can only camp at campsites that will accommodate a trailer. So that might limit you a little bit. A fifth wheel kind of expands your horizons a little bit because now you've got a bigger, more livable space. You've got a permanent full queen-size bed back there. You've got a permanent full bathroom. And it's just a little bit more livable. It's a little bit easier to live in. But you still have to have a heavy-duty truck to pull it. So you're still limited to where you can go. And then comes a motorhome. Now with a motorhome, you don't have to worry about anything other than driving it. You can drive it anywhere. You're not limited to where you can go. You can pretty much drive it anywhere that you can drive a car or a truck. And you've got all the amenities. You've got a full kitchen. You've got a full bathroom. You've got everything that you would need in a house. Just a little bit smaller scale. But you have to have a special license to drive it. Most of them require a Class ACDL commercial driver's license. So that limits you a little bit, too. And it's hard to park. Parking a motorhome is not fun. It's super hard. There is a lot of things to consider when you're rebuying a motorhome or a camper or a travel trailer. And one of the biggest things is how you plan on using it. Are you just going to use it once a year? Twice a year? Are you going to travel across the country? Are you going to move into it? You know, a lot of people will buy a motorhome and they'll move across country in it. So you just really need to weigh out your options, see what's best for you, see what fits your family, and go from there. If you have any other questions about motorhomes or campers or travel trailers, leave them in the comments section below and I'll try to answer them for you. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I'll see you next time.